Hello and welcome to BriggsSpeak. Today we will discuss gray zone warfare, a modern form of conflict that falls between peace and conventional war. Nations increasingly rely on non traditional methods such as cyber warfare, disinformation, and economic pressure to achieve strategic goals without provoking an open conflict. Understanding this concept is crucial as warfare is evolving beyond traditional battlefields into the realms of information, finance, and diplomacy. Let's understand what is gray zone warfare. Gray zone warfare is a way of fighting without declaring war. It is neither a full scale military conflict nor complete peace. Instead, it consists of covert, ambiguous, and often deniable tactics designed to weaken an adversary while avoiding direct confrontation. The goal is to gain influence, destabilize an opponent, and reshape geopolitical realities without crossing the threshold of open war. Let's now examine why is it called gray zone warfare. The term gray zone refers to its ambiguous nature. Unlike traditional wars that are black and white, that is, either the nations are at war or they are at peace, gray zone tactics exist in the middle, making them difficult to classify. Additionally, it is not zoned because this war is not confined by geography. It can occur in cyberspace, politics, trade, and international organization. This makes gray zone warfare a continuous, evolving challenge rather than a one time event. What are the tools of gray zone warfare? Gray zone warfare uses multiple tools that include cyber attack, which target military, economic, and government networks, disinformation, using fake news and propaganda to create confusion, economic coercion, putting in sanctions, trade wars, and financial manipulation, support for proxy groups backing militants or political factions to destabilize adversaries, diplomatic and legal warfare, which is also called the lawfare. This warfare is waged using international laws to challenge enemy actions. China's Belt and Road Initiative, where he's using debt trap diplomacy for strategic leverage, and Russia using Wagner Group to fight Ukraine, are good examples of using gray warfare tactics. Let's now see why gray zone warfare is effective. Gray zone warfare is effective because this avoid direct confrontation. There is no large scale battles or conventional wars. They offer plausible deniability. That is, it is difficult to prove which state has started the war. They operate slowly and subtly. The effects of the gray zone war are not felt immediately, but they accumulate over a period of time. Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 was a classic example where a mix of cyber, disinformation, and proxy warfare led to crumbling of Crimea. How does gray zone warfare differ from conventional and hybrid warfare? It is important to distinguish gray zone warfare from other forms of conflict. Conventional warfare involves direct military forces and has clear political objectives. Hybrid warfare combines conventional and unconventional tactics, including military and cyber operations. Gray zone warfare avoids open confrontation and instead relies on covert, ambiguous, and deniable strategies. The operational methods in gray zone are economic coercion, cyber operation, information manipulation, and use of proxies. In conventional warfare, it is the kinetic force which is unleashed on the enemy. Whereas in a hybrid warfare, it is the integration of conventional forces with cyber information and irregular methods. The cost in gray zone is minimal. Risk of escalation to full war is also less. In conventional war, the cost is high with significant risk of escalation. Hybrid warfare, the cost can be said to be variable. The risk depends on mix of conventional and non-kinetic tools. The goal in hybrid warfare is to obtain strategic influence and gradual advantage without overt conflict. Whereas in conventional warfare, it is important to achieve decisive victory through direct military engagement. In hybrid warfare, to achieve objective, there is a requirement to blend conventional and non-conventional methods. India faces several vulnerabilities that make it a target of gray zone warfare. Internal divisions based on religion, caste, and regional fault lines. There are internal divisions which are the fault lines based on religion, caste, and region. Misinformation and disinformation by means of fake news to destabilize social cohesion of Indian society. Weak digital infrastructure makes critical systems susceptible. Hostile neighbors like China and Pakistan actively use gray zone tactics against India. Narrative warfare, a key aspect of gray zone conflict, has serious consequences. Internal divisions are exploited to weaken national unity. Foreign actors manipulate public opinion to influence elections. Disrupting markets, trade, and foreign policy are the objectives of gray zone warfare. India needs a multi layered approach to counter gray zone warfare. We must strengthen strategic communication, enhance cyber security policies, create awareness against fake news and propaganda, improve interagency cooperation, and strengthen economic and institutional defenses. India's response to Chinese cyber threats through indigenous cyber security development on few occasions is a classic example of countermeasures. I will now give you few key issues which you can use while answering any question in the examination. You must remember the definition and nature of gray zone warfare, strategic objectives of gray zone operations, cyber and disinformation warfare, use of proxy forces and state actors, economic and technological coercion, that is, use of trade sanctions and supply chain disruptions, weaponization of technology and economic dependencies, legal warfare, about which we have discussed, role of emerging technologies in gray zone warfare, artificial intelligence driven disinformation, deep fake propaganda, quantum computing threats, etc., and autonomous cyber weapons and blockchain for secure communication. We have done a detailed program on use of artificial intelligence in warfare, which you can see in the playlist on current affairs. While answering the question on gray zone, you must highlight the deniability and the attribution challenges in case a state is engaged in gray zone attacks. You must mention the means to counter gray zone threat, that is, by developing strong cyber resilience and AI based threat detection, strengthening intelligence cooperation and public private cybersecurity frameworks, and enhancing military, economic, and legal deterrence strategies. As far as the implications for India is concerned, we must highlight the Chinese threat in terms of cyber intrusions, economic coercion, influence operations, as well as Pakistan's hybrid warfare, that is, disinformation, cross border terrorism, proxy networks, etc. The strategic response from India can include strengthening offensive cyber capabilities, information warfare preparedness, and regional alliances. These points will help structure answers for most questions on gray zone warfare across different contexts. In conclusion, in today's world, warfare is no longer limited to battlefields. The future of conflict is in the digital, economic, and informational domains. Gray zone warfare allows nations to weaken adversaries without triggering full scale war. For India, the challenge is clear. It must strengthen its cybersecurity, intelligence operations, and strategic communication to defend against these evolving threats. With this, I come to the end of today's episode. You requested to please like, share, and comment. Keep working hard. Jai Hind.